Hello everybody, and welcome back to another JA Diecast video, more specifically an iRacing Talks episode. I think this is the 11th one. I'm not positive, but I think it is. And I got some things to talk about, not as many as the last few episodes, but we've got some stuff. Mostly just race recap though, so it'll be a lot of kind of repetitive of what we've seen this weekend. The two races on Saturday and the one on Sunday. But before we go to the race recap, I want to start off with the probably biggest announcement that is released, and that is the new, not new, but the newest released schedule. The newly revised June through July and the first weekend in August. So NASCAR released the new schedule for June, starting with the top three series. That's what I'll be talking about. June 27th is when this new schedule kicks off. Until then, this will be up on Monday, June 8th. I believe it is the 8th, yes. So June 8th. And what we have is on June 10th, Wednesday, Cup race. And then it goes to Saturday, June 13th. Must be Saturday. Hold on, let me double check. Yes, Saturday. Saturday, again, you have Truck and Xfinity. And then on Sunday, you have Xfinity and Cup. And then June 27th is the next truck race. After Sunday's Xfinity race, you got June 20th and June 28th. And then for Cup, you got Wednesday, Sunday, June 21st, June 27th, and June 28th. And that is around the time the new schedule kicks off, and that's what I'm going to talk about, run through it, give the dates and stuff like that. I already missed the Dover race I was supposed to be going to. I was also supposed to be going to the Pocono doubleheader, which I don't think they will have fans for, which is unfortunate, but I was supposed to be going to that, which we will see in the schedule. So June 27th, there's trucks at Pocono. June 27th, there's Cup at Pocono. June 28th, there's Xfinity and Cup at Pocono. The 4th of July, Xfinity has a race at Indianapolis. The 5th of July, Indianapolis Cup. July 9th, Xfinity at Kentucky. July 10th, Xfinity at Kentucky. July 11th, Gander Outdoors Trucks at Kentucky. July 12th is the Cup race at Kentucky. Then July 15th is the All-Star Open, which is at 7 p.m. And then the All-Star race on the 15th is at 8:30. And that's on July 15th. Then July 18th, we have Xfinity and Trucks at Texas. July 19th, Cup at Texas. And July 23rd, Cup at Kansas. July 24th is Trucks at Kansas. The 25th is Xfinity at Kansas. And August 2nd is Cup at New Hampshire. And that's where the schedule ends. The newest release for now, without going past or into August and further on. And obviously there's a lot of week races and some more back-to-back stuff, but also I don't know how it compares to the original schedule in terms of tracks getting races and stuff, but I do know that New Hampshire is usually like the July 19th through the 21st. It's usually that weekend, and it was, and they just moved it to August 2nd last week. And they announced a cup race on the schedule, but they didn't say anything about Xfinity. So I don't know if they just decided they're going to run it somewhere else or what they did, but they didn't say anything about an Xfinity New Hampshire race, which is unfortunate. So just, I guess that's the new schedule. I wish things were going back to normal a little sooner, but I don't think they'll be back to normal for a while in terms of, I mean, not only everything, but I'm talking just about NASCAR and fans being there. I think it'll be a while before we see fans back on the track, which is unfortunate, but that's kind of what it is. And that'll do it for the little schedule, or revised schedule session that we got here. Also, want to take a quick look here at this truck. Painted by my friend. Doesn't really have a business or a name for his design. He's been between Davis Flint Designs and 603 Wraps and Graphics and On Point Graphics and all that, but he does have a YouTube and a Trading Paints if you're looking for paints and stuff, so definitely go check him out. The links are down in the description box, and let's just take a look here at this truck. It's got the matte black with the classic white and some chrome around there too, and it looks great. I'm happy with it. It's a lot better than my straight black color, so might have to do a paint scheme review here and start doing something like that, like a diecast review, but for iRacing paint schemes. That'd be kind of cool, actually. I just thought of that. I'll have to post a story asking if they think that's a good idea here. But yeah, here's a quick look at it. And I am very, very pleased with the work that he does. I gotta learn to trust him more, because it was a very interesting time going through it, because I didn't see the same vision he had, but I do now. So we'll just go check him out, and you know the drill. Go follow his stuff, and yeah, we'll get back into it here. Next thing I want to talk about is the truck race recap. First thing to talk about, Brian Dowsett. He had a bad day. I mean, I don't know how many good days he's had in the truck series, but he just had a bad one. And I'll look where he started. He would have finished last, but Johnny Sauter got disqualified, so he got lucky there, I guess. But he started 37th and finished 39th. He was, I don't remember what lap like if it was on the first lap or maybe 2 or 3, but it was one of the first laps, and he was half a straightaway behind every other car, and he self-spun. Like, he just lost the car. And, you know, that's fine. I guess mistakes happen, but that wasn't it. He, a couple laps later, pretty sure he self-spun again. And I don't remember who the leaders were at the time, but the leaders were racing with each other, and they came out of the corner, and Brian Dowsett was just in the way, and he had nowhere to go. He was running the bottom, but he was so much slower and just about caused a wreck. And he got in like 3 accidents in the first 15 laps. And I don't want to be harping on the guys out there just because they like it and they want to. I don't want to be that guy, but at the same time, when they're out there not ruining the race, but bringing cautions out as often as he was, it shouldn't be that way. And unfortunately, with coronavirus, one of the things that NASCAR did to rebound back and come back was to pretty much cancel qualifying. And when you cancel qualifying, they let, not every car, there are some of them that don't, but they let pretty much almost every car that enters in the race. And that's just what happens when you let them all enter, is they don't know what they're doing and they can't keep up. So here they are being in the way for everybody. And not only does it suck, but it just it isn't good to watch. It's not a good thing to see. Speaking of not good things to see, Kyle Busch runs his truck race. Didn't go the way he wanted it to, or didn't end the way he wanted it to. Pretty sure he tagged the wall in the corner. I don't know that for sure. I'm pretty sure he did, and I'm also pretty sure he got a speeding penalty. And when you just add those things together, it doesn't have a happy ending. He certainly didn't have one. Kyle Busch, obviously, you kind of expect him to dominate every race in the Truck Series at least. Maybe not Xfinity, but you expect him to be just as good. But you expect him to dominate and win all the truck races. He started 6th, and unfortunately, it just didn't go his way. Chase Elliott, again, same thing. Just was having a good day. Led some laps. Finished 2nd in stage 2. But self-spun there at the end and ruined his day, which is definitely, not what I wanted to see as a Chase fan. I was hoping he would go up there and win, but he finished 20th and ruined his race, like I said. Which that Chase caution, though, here's the thing: he needed the caution. He was second, like three or 4 seconds behind Austin Hill. He needed the caution to come out, but he didn't need it to beat him. I think there was either a tire or something mechanical that caused the spin and caused him so he couldn't rebound like he did. There was something that kept him on pit road or something, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but he ended up 20th and brought out the caution while Austin Hill was, just on his own, doing his own thing, about to win the race. Caution comes out, pit stops, made the race interesting, just made the finish interesting anyway. It didn't make the race interesting. I think it was before, but made the finish interesting. And the restart, Grant Enfinger. I like Grant Enfinger. It's not like I'm a fan or anything like that, but I think he's, good enough to drive and win races, and I think he's capable and deserves to be in that truck. And he just proved it when he was racing those last couple laps to the finish. He pulled an absolute wheelbarrow move to not only take the lead, but get the win. You hate it, obviously, for Austin Hill, because he was leading the race with, I think it was under 5 laps to go, and the same thing just happened to Chase Elliott a couple weeks ago. Caution came out, 3 to go. Obviously, anytime that happens, you hate it for whoever was on the wrong end of it, but it's part of racing, and it sucks, but hey, it was a great move by Grant Enfinger to get the win. I think that's his third career truck win. Not entirely sure, but pretty sure it is. As we talked about, Johnny Sauter got disqualified. And not a whole lot else in the truck race, I don't believe. Let's see if I can find. Trying to find. So there is an issue with one of the tires. So, yeah, I don't remember exactly where he finished before the penalty, but obviously got disqualified, moved to last. And same thing happened to him last year at Talladega, and that led to Spencer Boyd getting his first career truck win. So, Sauter likes to get disqualified, likes to run that line, I guess, being risky. But on to the Xfinity race. I only saw like the last 80 or so laps, I think. I wasn't at a place where I could watch it. And I like to watch all the race, every race, just so I know what's going on and I can kind of keep up and see everything. But unfortunately, I just wasn't able to for this one. But like I said, I did get to see the last 80 or so laps. So that is what I will be talking about most, I suppose. Not a whole lot happened, I don't think. Pretty sure there wasn't any Cup regulars that I remember. There was a former Cup driver, though, in the shape of AJ Allmendinger. And he won the race. He was pretty pumped up in that post-race interview, saying that he's finally won on an oval, and obviously AJ, he's going to be pumped anytime he wins because he only won one Cup race, but that's his only win on an oval in NASCAR, so first one for that. Austin Cindric won the first two stages. He fell back and finished 16th. Don't think there was any like huge incidents, but the person, Austin Cindric, who dominated the race, did not finish good. My Xfinity full-time favorite, Justin Haley, finished third. I thought he had a shot at the win all race. He led some laps. He just couldn't be there at the end. Noah Gragson finished second, won the Dash for Cash. And Gragson's actually been on fire this year. He's got 2 wins, just finished second. Not necessarily on fire, but he's had some good results. Daniel Hemrick, who we talked about in a couple episodes ago when my friend was on, finished 4th. Chastain 7th. Briscoe didn't have his best day and he finished 9th. And that was really about it for the Xfinity race that I saw. The last 80 laps, I don't really remember them being too excitable. And then that just brings us to the Cup race. This definitely wasn't the most entertaining race in my eyes. Just not a lot happened. It wasn't my favorite. That's all there is to it. Chase started on pole due to random draw. Unfortunately, he couldn't finish in the same position. Kevin Harvick, who's arguably the best driver at Atlanta, or active driver at Atlanta, he won the race, kind of stole it from Martin Truex. So, get the full race results here. Stage 1, Truex was first. Kyle Busch, Clint Bowyer, Denny Hamlin, Kevin Harvick, Chase Elliott, Ricky Stenhouse finished 7th. Jones, Johnson, and Blaney. Stage 2, again Truex got the win. Blaney, Kyle Busch, Hamlin, Elliott, Harvick, DiBenedetto, Keselowski, Boyer, and Johnson. Final top 10, Harvick won, Kyle Busch finished second, and he also passed Truex late in the race for second. Blaney finished fourth, Hamlin rounding out the top 5, Kurt Busch 6th, Jimmy 7th, Chase 8th, Brad 9th, and Joey Logano 10th. So, BJ McLeod, again, out early, as he has been in every race that they've run so far this season. And, again, kind of one of those things that just happens when you let everybody in the race. So, it's unfortunate. I guess I can understand why they do it, but me personally, if I'm going to take the time and run the race, I am going to finish the races, or race as long as I can anyway. So that's about it for the Cup race. Harvick won. It's his second win at Atlanta in the last 3 years, I think. But he's dominated at Atlanta. Or he's dominant at Atlanta, I should say. And that'll bring the next topic up. I don't really know if I want to talk about it or should, but I'm going to anyway. Not go into a lot of depth. But before we do, Bubba Wallace also, after the race, was giving an interview, and they had shown him prior to the interview of him kind of stumbling around on his feet, I guess, kind of like rocking around, because he'd been in the car, obviously racing, and it was hot in the long race and that kind of thing, and he was probably dehydrated and just not in the best shape after being in the race. And they interviewed him, and it seemed like he passed out during the interview. He was checked and released from the infield care center, and obviously that's good to see that he was okay. But it was a scary sight to see. His eyes were kind of rolling in the back of his head. I think it was Jamie Little who was giving the interview, and she was like, glad to see you're okay, Bubba. And then she was like, you okay, and said, or asked if he was okay like 3 or 4 times. And he didn't really answer or have any sort of reaction, and he just kind of almost fell backwards. Luckily somebody there caught him. But he was checked and released and okay. After that, they also showed Ryan Newman, who was sitting on pit road, pretty worked over too, due to the heat in the race. Same thing as Bubba, just in a little bit better shape. But before the race, they stopped everybody, and the NASCAR president came over the radio and talked to the drivers about racism and oppression and discrimination and everything along that line. And obviously this was all sparked by George Floyd, his death, and the Black Lives Matter movement. It's been going on for a long time, but especially in the last week or two. Like I said, I don't know if I should or want to talk about it, but I'm going to, just for a little bit anyway, to not talk about the problem of racism. Obviously, racism is not okay, and it's one of the farthest things from okay, and it's disgusting, honestly. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about these sort of ways of protest and voicing in sports, I guess. I don't agree with using sports as a platform for it, like kind of getting, like, I do, but I also at the same time I believe that sports of any kind are kind of a way to get away from this kind of stuff. You know, um, I firmly believe that there isn't a single kind of politic that belongs in sports. Like I said, I think sports are a great, fun way to get away from that kind of stuff. It's just to relax and just have fun and just sit back. And especially in the sport that I love like NASCAR, I don't want to see it become this political environment that's wrapped up in everything. Obviously, I want to see NASCAR do a good job and do their part in trying to help solve the issue, but I don't want it to become so political that it's, unenjoyable anymore. Or unenjoyable. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if I should talk about it, but uh, that's just kind of my thought. I understand, though, using sports because it is a big platform and very easy to get your thoughts and stuff out there, but I'd rather see sports just kind of stay clean and be used as that to just get away from everything. Um, but yeah, on that note, I am going to wrap up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Leave your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure you check out the links as well. But thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.